Remember that part of normal that wasn't a new normal? No, not that. It's when COVID-19 didn't have a name yet, and we were told
the risk to the American people remains very low, but we're doing really well. Very, very professionally handled. Our country is prepared for any circumstance. We hope it's not going to be a major circumstance. We have it under control. It's going to be just fine. Because there's no reason to panic at all.
COVID-19, yeah, you're scary and mean. Gotta self-quarantine, cancel everything.
the days that turned into weeks, that turned into months. Sweatpants, delivery boxes, masks, press conferences with PowerPoints, the moments that made you cry, the news that had you questioning all existence, humanity at its best and at its worst. Tom Hanks, what is a Quibi? And how do I pronounce X-A12? Ellen? Really? Actually, not surprised.
Hello, you cool cats and kittens.
It's the few weeks that defined early quarantine. You know, the time when most of us were concerned about the respiratory virus known as SARS-CoV-2 COVID-19.
I would like to begin by announcing some important developments in our war against the Chinese virus.
I hated so much when Trump decided to call it the China virus, and he's making all these excuses like it's from China. That's where it came from. And it's like, yeah, but we already called it something else. We called Ebola because we didn't have another name.
March and April and wait, what day is it today? Fuck it, 2020.
Social distancing was weird when I heard it. It just kind of, I know it's gonna sound crazy, sounded just like a band from Brooklyn name. Doesn't it sound like an L Train band? Like they open up for like the Foxes Who Eat Cheese, some shit like that, and they got like 9 banjos.
The CDC recommended social distancing, and then I think it was an article in the Atlantic that went viral. The funniest thing at the beginning of this was everyone floating which articles they read back and forth. They're like, well, the article in the Times said that it's okay if you wear a gas mask, and then another guy's like, well, I read CNN and they told me that you're not okay if you look a stair that someone was walking on. And everyone just talking about their knowledge. I'm like, none of you went to high school.
I have to hear these words that I never heard before in my life. Social distance walks. Social distance, having sex.
I think people know what social distancing at this point, but they're just not doing it, If that makes sense?
But wait, some of it are essential.
Maybe we should do that for comedy, have like a little plastic around the stage.
Thank you. Once again, speaking for hypochondriacs, good job, sir. Way to do it. You're what we would call a visionary.
Yeah, I would do more than the plastic wrap. I'd put like a metal grate in between if I had to. Something. I don't know. It just seems you got to bubble boy yourself these days.
Hand washing.
What did I learn about hand washing? You gotta do it. Oh man. Not gonna lie, I was skimpy before. I am a disgusting human being, but now I wash them so much that I could grate cheese with the back of my hand.
Oh, they feel luxurious. I will be fully honest with you. I use a very nice assortment of soaps. My mom is actually a soap maker, so she does all these honey and oat and all kind of my hands feel great. I've never been more soft.
I was also kind of like just ignorant to how long this would last, but the only thing you could find in the store was like detergent and like Windex. So there was a point where I was like, maybe I could use Windex wipes on my hands, maybe.
I think this is all just a conspiracy by Big Lotion to get us to have to wash and dry out our hands so that Aveeno can come in and just be there to catch us when we fall.
Me and my friends always joke about how, especially with Black women, you can't tell their age in their face, but if you look at their hands, they look about 85. You know what I mean? So I'm already on top of not letting my hands feel dry.
I was like going to give a blowjob for hand sanitizer. That's like the level of desperation I was at. I was like, I'll do it. Why not? I would do it now for nothing.
I'm a hypochondriac, so I've been preparing for this for decades. This is game on. It was kind of fun to watch everyone suffer like I do. It's kind of, there's that old lyric in the 90s, one day you will ache like I ache. Yeah, bitches, y'all ache like I ache now. Now you're washing your hands 300 times a day and would love to take a nap inside a bottle of Purell. So I'm down with this. This was great. And now no one can judge me for it.
My hands are still pretty soft, even though we're washing them way more. And that's really just all because of my hair. My hair is always so moisturized. I'm always rubbing stuff in my hands and then rubbing it on my hair. And then my hands, they're back to normal. So I have soft hands. I only have one nail left. I'm thinking about making this a thing.
Very carefully get your hands and lock them in between like that. And just literally rub them up and down, horizontally and vertically, up and down.
I think sex sells. So if you're trying to convince people to do something, trying to make it look sexy, people will do it.
Oh God, I was like, oh, so hot. I just wanted him to do me on the counter. I couldn't really pay attention to what he was doing. He's such a sexy man. I don't know. And he wasn't even a real sink. Am I the only one that noticed that? It was like a side sink.
We've seen all manner of people out and about wearing masks in all sorts of ways. We want to make it very clear. You need the mask to cover your nose and your mouth when you loop it over your ears. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with this cloth mask that a friend made for me. The idea is you want the mask to come up right beneath your eyes.
A lot of couples where the man's wearing a mask and the woman is not. Like, are you only fucking doggy style? I don't know what that entails.
The people that can't figure out how to wear a mask, this is, to me, like the base level Darwinism.
I don't understand why people are having problems with this.
Just cover as many holes as possible.
Now I would go on a cruise if it meant I got to be locked on for 6 months, eating all-you-can-eat buffet for no extra money.
Yeah.
So at this point, I think it's a good deal.
I've never been on a cruise ship. I hear there's a lot of seafood, so I kind of fuck with that. But at this point, I don't know, being on a boat in the water.
Recently, I saw that cruise ships are reopening for a $28 a day rate. Now I'm pretty interested in going on a cruise. The options are live in New York City in a tiny apartment or be on a boat with a buffet and maybe get a virus.
To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
But the thing is, it was already in the States when he did that. So he was like, that's like if a restaurant was burning down and he just locked the door and was like, nobody get in there to burn that place down. Everybody's like, it's on fire already. And he throws bleach on it. That's what Trump did. That guy sucks.
Oh, the good old days when he was panicking. Before he did a travel ban on like the countries from the Middle East, and we were like, oh, you're racist. But now it was more like, oh, you're health forward.
Every day I put fire ants all over my body, and then they form a gun a la 3D printing. And then I take that gun and I shoot myself in the head, and I'm fine.
Didn't affect me because I only go to Florida. So, but seems upsetting.
It was one of those moments where your first reaction was like, whoa, can he do that? How the hell is he going to enforce that? And then shortly thereafter, it's immediately followed up by that feeling of like, oh shit, this is going to be a whole thing.